I'm back and ready to cook even more delicious food for you.
Isn't that clever?
Isn't it stunning? There are still so many incredible East Asian recipes I want to share with you. There is so much flavour in there.
And this time I'm bringing together delicious dishes that will work alone or as a menu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, lovely. Look at that. I warn you, this is not for the faint-hearted, but it's delicious.
Gorgeous food and kitchen challenges.
I can't do it.
I can't wait.
It's time to get your wok on. Boom!
I love a celebration, big or small, because I get to cook those fabulous menus that feel just an extra bit special.
In Southeast Asia, we love to celebrate anything. A baby's first month of its life, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, Chinese New Year, Mooncake Festival, you name it, we will celebrate it. And right at the centre of our celebrations is always food, every single time. So whatever you're celebrating, I have got a delicious recipe for you.
My starter is the delicious savoury taro cake. If you haven't tasted it before, trust me, you'll want to. And to end the feast, a bright green Pandan chiffon cake that always turns heads. But I'm starting with the main. Perfect egg fried rice with a spectacular sizzling beef that brings a little theatre to the table.
For years and years and years, working in Dad's restaurant, there was one dish that we used to travel from the kitchen to the restaurant, and when you can hear the dish, and then when you see it, and then you smell it, you know you are celebrating something, and that is the sizzling platter. Now, these are super available from any Chinese supermarket, and the beauty is that the drama is in this piping hot cast iron dish that's served on a board, and the minute you put the food in, it makes the most dramatic, beautiful firework sound.
A perfect partner to lap up the sizzling sauce will be egg fried rice. Try to use day-old rice if you can.
Now, this is the most important thing. You cannot make egg fried rice from freshly cooked rice. It's too moist. It means that when you fry it, every single grain is going to separate itself, and that's how you get true egg fried rice.
This is painfully easy. Chop spring onions and sort out your eggs.
Probably looking at about an egg per person. Okay. Okay, you're going to whisk it up. Now, I always season my egg, which Dad doesn't do, but I always quite like the idea that you are getting flavour through every part of the rice. Okay.
Here's my gok tip for the best fried rice.
So I'm just going to crumble this rice down with my hands and make sure that I'm separating as much of the grain as possible, so it's going to make my fry so much easier. My dad will be watching this thinking, you idiot. You don't need to do that. You can do that in your wok. But he's not always right.
All the ingredients are ready to go, so let's get the fry on.
So, rice bran oil going in. You don't need very much. Spring onions in first, bit of flavour.
Pour in the eggs.
Now I'm just going to move this egg around. It's going to be properly cooked all the way through. Now I'm going to put the garlic in. Frozen peas. Okay, so we're going to start with our rice. And we're not going to put all of this stuff in, because what I'm looking for, this is fried rice. The rice has to fry. And you want to char that rice. I'm going in with more rice. The colour is just starting to turn. I am so Darcy Bustle right now. My friends and my family take the mick out of me because I use every part of my body when I'm cooking, but I can't help myself. Because it is a dance, isn't it? An Asian waltz.
All this needs is some fabulous seasoning, starting with mushroom soy.
If you can't get hold of this, don't worry. You can put some anchovies in at this point. You can put some fish sauce.
light soy, and to enrich the colour, a solid splash of dark soy.
Now you can see it's fried rice.
A pinch of white pepper and the tiniest sprinkle of sugar.
Oh yeah. I mean, how beautiful is that? Heat off and sesame oil. And that is your egg fried rice done. This is a real celebration. This is date night.
It's not even the star of the show. Move over, rice. I'm about to make the insatiable, quick as a flash sizzling beef.
Black peppered beef that you can get in most restaurants and takeaways is a typically Cantonese dish because it's full of flavour, but it doesn't smack you in the face, and that's why I like to cook it. We're going to start with prepping our veg, and I'm just going to use a green pepper and some onion, and we're going to create really nice long strips. About thatness. White onion, and I'm just going to do our little half moons. Then our garlic, maybe 3 to 4 cloves of garlic.
Now for the beef. This is a special meal, so I'm splashing out on fillet steak. Check me out.
Loads of fat through it, which is gorgeous, full of flavour. And I'm going to slice this up on a diagonal. And you want to use good quality beef here. This is a celebration.
Last step is to grind up black peppercorns, as they'll bring a fragrance and heat to the dish.
And this is just my really posh, swanky pestle and mortar. And I'm just going to crush these through.
Try to retain a bit of chunk so they don't become a fine powder. Before the flash fry begins, get the sizzling platter sizzling hot.
We're going to heat this bad boy up just on the top of the stove.
It should take the same time as the beef, so ready, steady, go.
Rice bran oil. We're not going to use very much. Onions and peppers at the same time. So just looking for it to char a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with the garlic. And now I'm going to go in with my beef. We're just looking now to seal the beef. Oh, the smell is gorgeous. Those peppers and the garlic and the beef.
But it's not enough for your sizzle. That's got to come from the sauce. A glug of Shaoxing wine to kick things off.
Cook it down, cook it down, cook it down. Get rid of the alcohol, which you won't hear me say very often.
A splash of chicken stock.
Light soy, just a dash. Dark soy, just a dash. Oyster sauce, just a dash.
There's a theme here.
And now, our black pepper going in. Red chilli for colour.
A sprinkle of sugar. And to thicken things up, my favourite trick, corn flour and water.
And our beef is done. Oh my God, that's so good.
Now to bring it all together with some style.
I'm gonna try a little bit of water on this to see how hot we are. You're looking for the water bubbles to dance. That's now hot enough.
Time to get my sizzle on.
Black pepper beef on a sizzling platter served with egg fried rice. You know what? That is food to celebrate with all the performance and drama that you should have and you deserve in your homes. This is all mine.
Before the luscious sizzling beef, I have the perfect starter to get the party going. A classic savoury taro cake.
When I think about celebrating, it isn't always a birthday or a wedding or a christening. It can just be the fact that I'm seeing my family on a Sunday and having dim sum. So I'm gonna cook a dish now that we will always order at dim sum. It's called wu tao gu, or taro cake, and it's using this vegetable. Now, you may have seen this in an Asian supermarket, and it kind of looks like a coconut. It's from the radish family, and the Chinese believe it's got really good healing health qualities. This is the root. We're gonna use this in our taro cake. Now, there's a bit of a process here, but it's worth doing. Right, so, frying pan on.
Heat a tablespoon of rice bran oil while prepping the rest of the delicious ingredients.
It's Chinese sausage, we call it lapchong, and it's a pork sausage. There's lots of fat through here, so it's very oily. It's got loads of spices as well, but it's really unique. And if you think about it, all cultures have got some form of sausage which is unique to them. This is ours.
Dice it up and chuck it in, along with some rehydrated dried shrimps and shiitake mushrooms. Whilst those fry, I can start prepping my taro root.
So, taro is a really unusual flavour. It's kind of savoury and sweet at the same time. It's a tough one, this one. And you see, it's quite stringy. It's almost like a bark. Very unusual root vegetable, but it's delicious. Very, very earthy. You kind of know it's going to be good for you. Now, a tiny bit of oil. We're just going to fry off the taro and then add in 2 cups of water. And then you're going to boil that down. Never, ever let the water evaporate to nothing. You always want a little bit in there.
There's one final element that will bring all of these ingredients together, the batter.
So in here, I've got rice flour, really important, not plain flour. I've got some Chinese 5-spice, chicken powder, which is just basically a bouillon, a base.
Add a teaspoon each of pepper, salt, and sugar.
A dash of sesame oil. And then 2 cups of water, and I'm going to bring that together.
Once fully combined, lob in the fried lapchong, mushroom and shrimp mix.
It's like a savoury Christmas pudding.
Then bang in the softened taro root.
And I'm just going to mix this through.
Tip the whole lot into a greased baking dish.
I'm just patting it down now just to get some of the air out, because it will be sliced up after it's steamed and then fried. Right, so now, ooh, she's hot. Eat, in. She's gonna sit in steam now for about 60 minutes, and afterwards it'll be a set piece of blocked taro with all of those beautiful flavours running through, and then we can slice it up and fry it.
Once it's had its time, leave to cool at room temperature.
Right, so this is what it looks like after it's been cooling. Normally, what we would do is we would cut it into squares, but because I'm the more fashionable one in our family, I'm gonna slice it into polenta-style chips. It smells delicious. It's the 5-spice, it's overriding there. So you can see lapchong, shiitake mushroom, the taro, all running through. It's such a beautiful, beautiful looking dish. So, pan on, a bit more oil.
Fry the slices until beautifully golden brown and crispy. Trust me, it's worth the effort.
So there you have it, taro cake that has been steamed and then fried with lapchong, shrimps, Chinese mushrooms, served with a bit of chili oil. A celebration of Asian food.
To finish the celebration, there's nothing better than a light, bright and ever so elegant dessert that's a real attention grabber.
I'm going to do a pandan cake now that I first cooked when I was out in Malaysia. So there's a bit of an argument, where does it come from? Does it come from the Philippines? Does it come from Indonesia? I don't know. I just know it's really delicious. And it's a very, very light chiffon cake that's been flavoured with these, which are pandan leaves. And they grow everywhere, all across Southeast Asia.
These have such a unique flavour and a brilliant colour. You can use the juice from the leaves or buy the extract from most Asian supermarkets.
There's a real slightly almond flavour to it, and it's really unique. And then we use a lot of this in our cookery. And it sits beautifully with anything this is quite sweet. For our family, it's great because we would get one and we would just put it at the centre of the table when we were having a cup of tea at home, having a chat, and we would just rip into this cake and just eat it all together. So for me, it's about celebrating my family.
What's fabulous is anyone can make it. Start by chucking 6 egg yolks into the mixer. I'll use the whites later.
Super easy. And then I've got 40 grams of caster sugar. So I'm just going to cream this through. There's a few processes here, but they're lovely. And it's a nice moment now to chill out and to relax. When we were growing up in the restaurant, because we didn't have a nanny, my mum and dad used to take all 3 of us kids to work with them, and we would go to sleep in the kitchen, in the prep room, in prawn cracker boxes. So when I hear this kind of noise, it literally makes me go to sleep. It's like being in the restaurant.
Hi, Bubsy. We're making cake.
Once it's turned a paler shade, it's time for the big flavours.
I'm going to add in 200 millilitres of coconut cream.
Then the heart of this cake, the pandan juice.
All I've done is I've blitzed up some pandan leaves and with some water, and then I've just squeezed the juice out through a cloth. So just by adding this to here, we're going to put in all of our flavour. I'm also going to boost it slightly by adding in a couple of drops, cheat a little bit of pandan essence. Hey, Babs. Dolly loves it when I'm baking. Right, so that's going to go in now. Give that a little bit of a blitz, and it's now going to turn this green.
The dry ingredients are simply 200 grams of plain flour.
And then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We're going to sieve this in. This is a really, really light chiffon cake. You don't want there to be any lumps in there at all. OK, so whisk back on, and let's incorporate that into our mixture. I'm now going to add the fat. We're going to use an olive oil, 6 tablespoons, into this mixture. 1, 2, just proving I can count. What's really nice about the olive oil and the pandan is they work together. They're both very, very earthy tones. Oh, we have got a lovely green, sticky, gooey cake mixture now. Right, she's mixed. She's good to go. We're now going to work on the second part of the cake, which is we're going to make a meringue.
Whisk the 6 egg whites with 120 grams of caster sugar. Now, you could do this by hand if you really wanted a good workout, but this electric whisk has already made light work of it.
I've got soft peaks now, look at that. It's just holding its own.
Add a teaspoon of cream of tartar, then it's ready to fold into the bright green mix.
And this is going to give our chiffon cake the lightness. Don't overmix this bit. You just want the egg whites to go through your batter. And that's about there.
Once there's an even colour throughout, it's ready to pour into a chiffon baking tin. The tube in the middle will allow the cake to rise up nice and tall without collapsing.
150 fan for about 50 minutes. Good luck! And she's ready! It's always such a lovely moment when you get it out of the oven. And look at her. Spectacular. Let her cool down, turn her out, put it at the centre of the table. This is such a gorgeous, beautiful bake. You've got to try it. Oh, it's so beautiful. That gorgeous hint of Pandan, which just takes me back to Asia, but I'm in London. I am a firm believer you don't need a wedding or a birthday or a new year to celebrate food. You should be doing it every single day in your homes.
What a celebration menu. That delicious crispy lapchong sausage, shrimp and shiitake taro cake, followed by sizzling black pepper beef and fabulous egg fried rice. All finished off with this real centerpiece of a cake, my Pandan Chiffon.
As long as you love cooking your food, you're going to celebrate that with the people that you love the most. And if not, just on your own, in your pants like me.